America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Smile! Smile, Facebook. Smile, TikTok. Instagram, Twitter, you'll always be Twitter, YouTube, every Blue Sky, Threads, everybody listening to me right now. Thank you for listening. Everybody tuning in to this former Tea Party congressman. Thanks for tuning in. Smile. Smile. Things are better than you think. Things are going better than you think. We're winning in many ways. The good guys are winning. Freedom is winning. I know so many of you are like me. Hello, Facebook. Every day it just seems like everything's shitty. The world is crappy. Bad news everywhere you turn. We fight every day. All politicians suck. Can't believe a one of them. Down on both parties. We're down on where America is at politically. It just seems like if you pay attention, like I pay attention, hello TikTok, hello Facebook. If you pay attention every single day to what's going on in this country and around the world, man, you can't help but go to bed every night thinking the world's on fire. Everything sucks. It's all burning down. Oh my God, I'm going to go have some more tequila. And there's a lot of that. I'm not going to run from that. I talk about a lot of that. Hello, Facebook. Our country's dangerously divided. We're at each other's throats. Way too many Americans hate their fellow citizens who disagree with them politically. I don't support Trump. I think Trump is an existential threat to our democracy. He just won. He's going to be back in the White House in January. It can seem like things are bad if you pay attention to it every day. And maybe there are some of you who've learned not to pay attention to it every day. I agree with that, Wayne. He who hopes in the Lord is never disappointed. I'm with you, my brother. I agree. Amen. Amen. No matter what your faith, have hope in something. But I want you to take a moment. I want to make a couple points this Tuesday, this Christmas season. And I want you to smile about something. The good guys are winning around the world right now. We're not talking about this enough. The bad guys are losing. The good guys are winning. Thought about this last night before I went to bed. It just hit me. Look at who's up and who's down around the world. Look at the bad guys. Hamas, wiped out. Hezbollah, another Islamist terrorist organization, decimated. Iran, watching their proxies decimated. Iran, severely weakened. Iran's ruling regime barely hanging on. Talk about ruling regimes. Syria's another bad guy. Syria's was just toppled a couple days ago. A tyrant fled the country. Russia, another bad guy. They're bogged down in a war against Ukraine, a war they started that they're losing. Think about that. The bad guys, Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, Syria, Russia, all bad guys, and they're all losing big time. That's really cool. That's really good. And the good guys, Israel, kicking butt. Ukraine, kicking butt. The United States, NATO, heck, the West in general is winning. All good guys. Israel is a good guy. Ukraine is a good guy. The United States is a good guy. NATO is a good guy. The West in general is a good guy. And we're all winning. Look at the Middle East. Look at the world right now. The good guys are winning and the bad guys are losing. Yeah, Dylan, they're losing. Ask Assad how he's doing right now, Dylan. Ask Iran's ruling regime how they're doing right now, Dylan. Hamas, Hezbollah, all bad guys. Ask them how they're doing right now. Don't give me that bull crap. And by the way, right now, again, I'm a dark Irishman. I don't typically smile a lot, but I'm going to try to smile most of this show. The good guys are winning. And if you have a problem with me seeing the world in black and white like that, I respect that you have a problem with that. But I would just ask you to think about this for a moment. In my mind, it is pretty much that black and white. Hamas, a terrorist organization. Can I get an amen? Can we all agree that Hamas, bad guys, they're bad? Hezbollah, another Islamist terrorist organization, they're bad. Anybody disagree with me? Iran's ruling regime, bad. Syria's ruling regime that just fled, Assad, bad and evil. He killed almost 600,000 of his own people. He's evil. He's bad. Putin, I'm sorry, Tucker. I'm sorry, Trump. I know, Paul Miller. Amen, Paulie Miller. I'm getting to that, my friend Paulie Miller. The world owes Israel a huge debt of gratitude. Amen, Paulie. Not just Israel. The world owes the United States a huge debt of gratitude. But Putin, I know Tulsi Gabbard and Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump don't want to hear this, and much of MAGA doesn't want to hear this. Putin's a bad guy. Putin's evil. Man, if you can't see that they're all bad, Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, not the Iranian people, the regime, the ruling regime is bad, Syria, bad, and Putin, bad. If you can't acknowledge that they're all bad, again, I respect that opinion, but I vehemently disagree. And I know we live in a world right now where the MAGA right doesn't really like America. The MAGA right badmouths America, and the far left badmouths America. But the United States is good. Oh, we've got problems. Oh, we've made mistakes. We've done dumb and stupid things throughout our history. But the United States is a good guy. And again, if you can't agree with me on that, respect your opinion. But man, you and I are going to have a hard time having a conversation if you can't tell me that the United States, mistakes and all, warts and all, is a good guy. I'm sorry. Israel. You may not like Netanyahu. You may be pissed off at what Israel's doing. Israel is just like America. Israel is a good guy. Israel is a force for good. The world is such a better place because of the miraculous state of Israel. Israel is a good guy. NATO, this alliance, this defensive alliance of freedom-loving countries is a good guy. The West in general, right? All of the countries of the West, good guys. So to me, it is that black and white. I know there's a lot of gray, and you can be critical of Israel. You can be critical of America. But if you can't acknowledge that we are good, that we're a good guy, I think you're really off. But here's the point. Look at what's happened in the last year or two or three. The good guys are winning. And by the way, again, Paul Miller, the good guys are winning. Syria, boom. Iran, weakened. Hamas, Hezbollah, gone. Russia, hello. They're losing 1,500 men a day. Russia isn't even a third world country anymore. Russia is getting their butts kicked. They're losing. This is a good thing. And by the way, again, thank you to who? Thank you to Israel. Thank you, Israel. Thank you, Israel, for being on the front lines in this war against Islamist terror, really since the creation of the state of Israel. Amen. But certainly in the past year since October 7th. In the past year since October 7th, Israel has been fighting the world's fight against Islamist terrorists, doing the dirty work. Thank you, Israel. Israel's remade the Middle East and is remaking the Middle East. Israel deserves a huge thank you. Ukraine, a good guy, MAGA. Hey, MAGA, a good guy. Ukraine is a good guy, and they deserve a huge thanks. Thank you, Ukraine. Thank you, the people of Ukraine. 3+ years ago, an evil man invaded your country, and the world thought they'd be in Kyiv within 2 days. The world thought Ukraine would topple within a matter of a week or two. 3.5 years later, Ukraine is still standing, and Ukraine is winning. Thank you, Ukraine. Say it with pride. Thank you, United States of America. Thank you, Joe Biden. Again, we're winning. The West is winning. Freedom is winning. 3.5 years ago, Putin invades Ukraine. Joe Biden leads a worldwide coalition of the West, of freedom-loving countries, to defend Ukraine. Without that defense, without that worldwide coalition, Ukraine would not be standing. Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you, United States of America. Thank you, United States military. But yeah, thank you, Joe Biden. Because, MAGA, if Trump were president when Putin invaded Ukraine, Trump wouldn't have led a worldwide coalition to defend Ukraine. Trump wouldn't have defended Ukraine at all. Trump would have done whatever Putin told him to do. So thank you, Joe Biden. And in the Middle East, again, Israel on the front lines, but the United States, they're standing with Israel every single day for the past year. We don't know a thousandth of what America and Biden and this country have done behind the scenes to help and defend Israel. Thank you, Joe Biden, for standing with Israel. Thank you, United States of America, for standing with Israel, for defending Israel, and for helping Israel remake the Middle East. Thank you, the West. Every country in the West. Oh, no, Josh Michaels. Oh, no, Josh Michaels. Putin knows Trump is weak. Thank you, every country in the West. that has stood with Ukraine, a good guy, opposed Putin, a bad guy, and helped Ukraine still be standing and winning, and every country in the West that has come to the aid of Israel when Israel was attacked on October 7th. We get down every day and we fight every day and we think things are bad every day. Can we just take a moment and celebrate what's been happening around the world in the past year or two or three? Israel is remaking the Middle East. We don't know what's coming in Syria, but an evil tyrant was overthrown. Anytime tyranny ends and freedom begins, freedom for a people begins, that's a good thing. The rebels, right? They're bad, dangerous Islamists as well. So we don't know what's coming. But I saw a bunch of Syrian people out on the street these last couple of days speaking to reporters, and man, being able to speak, just having the freedom to speak that they didn't have under the Assad regime. Anytime a people gains freedom, it's a good thing. Iran weakened big time. Syria, a tyrant fleeing. Iran's proxies, Hamas and Hezbollah, wiped out. The Middle East is being remade. Celebrate that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah, I guess like I want to say it like this. I was on a show a week ago, Pierce Morgan. I know. I was on Pierce Morgan's show a week ago, and I said the following. We were talking about, I think we were talking about Ukraine and Russia. We might have been talking about the Middle East. And I said, the United States is a force for good. And these two MAGA supporters laughed at me and disagreed with me. And I asked them a question point blank. Are you telling me that you don't believe America is a force for good? And these two Trump supporters, these two MAGA folk couldn't say it and wouldn't say it, that America is a force for good. They were pissed off that America was helping Ukraine. Again, MAGA, you have an issue. MAGA worships Putin. They worship a bad guy. We got to stop that. But I remember ending that show thinking to myself, well, this is bad. The MAGA right, Trump. I mean, Trump spent the whole campaign bad-mouthing America. MAGA can't say that America is a force for good around the world. But we're in this horseshoe moment where the far left won't say that as well. I'll go on social media and I'll say that America is a force for good around the world. And I'll get people on the far left who will say, oh, piss off, Joe. America's helping Israel launch a genocide, carry out a genocide. America is responsible. I've had people on the far left and the far right tell me that America was responsible for Putin invading Ukraine. We are in this weird horseshoe moment, my friends, where the far MAGA right and the far left have met, and they don't think America is good. You heard me, Facebook. And there's Josh Michaels saying the far left is for Hamas. Okay, Josh, if the far left is for Hamas, the far right is for Putin. Do you want to play that game? That's the point I'm making, Josh, right? The far right is for Putin. I'll give you the far left is for Hamas. You got to give me the far right is for Putin. Because that's clearly been MAGA, the far right's history. Is talking, look at Tucker Carlson, Tulsi Gabbard, J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, all the MAGA voices. They're pro-Putin and they're anti-Ukraine. So yeah, Josh, that's the point I'm making. We're at a weird moment. And you see all these far left protesters on these college campuses, anti-Semitic and all, going after Israel, bad-mouthing Israel, attacking Israel, praising Hamas, praising Hezbollah. I agree. That's the point I'm making. The far left and the MAGA right have joined hands. And in unison, they don't believe America's good. It's a weird moment. This happens. This kind of horseshoe thing happens. The far left and the far right, the MAGA right, holding hands, bad-mouthing America, criticizing America, blaming America for everything. I agree. It's kind of a scary thing. And remember, a big part of why Donald Trump got elected was he bad-mouthed America. He criticized America. He blamed America for Putin invading Ukraine. It's Trump who calls America a shithole. Remember when Donald Trump, when he was president, he would call Haiti and other third world countries shitholes? Donald Trump ran for president calling America a shithole. He got elected fair and square. But man, the rest of us, bullshit. You're wrong, MAGA right. You're wrong, far left. America is a force for good. And oh my God, look at all the good that America has led just in the past few years when it comes to defending Ukraine and defending Israel. Two other good guys. Look at what we've done. That should be celebrated. Second point, and this is directed to you, MAGA, alliances are good. NATO is good. Having partners and friends around the world who are good guys, who join you when bad guys do things, that's really good. Something horrible and bad happened to Israel on October 7th. And Israel's best friends immediately stood with Israel, America and our other allies. It's a good thing to have friends. It's a good thing to have alliances. And as Israel was attacked since October 7th, Iran launched their missile attacks. It wasn't just Israel's Iron Dome, by the way, a big part of that technology we helped to fund. It was our technology and the technology of our other allies that helped shoot down all those missiles. We don't know how much this country's really done behind the scenes to help Israel. Joe Biden, and I've criticized him the past month endlessly. Joe Biden stuck around too long. He should have gotten out of the race sooner. Joe Biden's made a number of mistakes. Joe Biden should not have pardoned his son, Hunter. Joe Biden has done a great job standing by the state of Israel since October 7th, before, but especially since October 7th. Joe Biden has been a great friend to the state of Israel this past year. Alliances and networks matter, MAGA. Hey, MAGA, NATO is a good thing, MAGA. NATO came together, this defensive alliance, to help defend Ukraine. Alliances matter. And because NATO and all of our allies in NATO stood up and defended Ukraine, Ukraine's still standing. Again, we live in this world where MAGA and Trump badmouth NATO, badmouth all our allies. Trump threatens to get us out of NATO. He's an idiot, but he threatens to get us out of NATO, thinking like, oh, America can just go it alone. Trump and MAGA want to build a wall around America and keep the world out of America and keep America out of the rest of the world. What's been crystal clear the past few years is you can't do that. You can't shut out the rest of the world. We are a force for good. We are the world's leader. I'm not a neocon. I don't want us going to war everywhere, but we are the indispensable leader, the force for good and the force for freedom in this world. And thank God, again, MAGA, thank God, when Putin invaded Ukraine, Joe Biden and not Donald Trump was in the White House. Because this country, the United States, would not have been part of any coalition to defend Ukraine. This country would have done what Tucker Carlson and Tulsi Gabbard and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance would want this country to do. Putin invades Ukraine, we just look the other way. We close our door. Not our deal, not our problem, not our issue. Or by the way, that's what Putin would have wanted. Or Trump would have privately helped Russia, helped Putin. Alliances matter. NATO matters. NATO is a force for good. Look, I'm just saying, in a world where every day we bitch and moan about something, in a world where every day we feel like everything is always going wrong, it just hit me last night that we got a lot to celebrate right now. The good guys on the world stage are winning. Israel is winning. Israel's friends in the Middle East are winning. The United States is winning in the Middle East. Ukraine, America, NATO, all our allied countries are winning in Europe, in Eastern Europe. The good guys, we're the good guys. Remember, Israel, good guy. Hamas, bad guy. One more time, Israel, good guy. Iran's regime, bad guy. The good guys are winning. The bad guys are losing. Who's down? Hamas down, Hezbollah down, Iran down, Syria down, Russia down. Celebrate, MAGA. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Putin is a bad, evil guy, and he's getting his butt hammered right now. That's good stuff, right, Christopher James? Hey, Christopher James, isn't that a good thing? Or do you think, hey, Christopher James, or do you think Putin's a good guy? Have the balls, have the courage, Christopher James. Write a comment right in here right now. Tell me that you think Putin is a good guy. Tell me that, Christopher. Keith, if Chris James posts that Putin's a good guy, put it up. Way too many in MAGA believe Putin's a good guy. I think probably a lot of MAGA people believed Syria's Assad was a good guy. I know Tulsi Gabbard believed Assad was a good guy, is a good guy. Tulsi Gabbard must be in mourning right now, right? Oh my gosh. One of her boyfriends, Assad, is now out of power. Her other boyfriend, her big boyfriend, Putin, Tulsi's major squeeze is Putin. He's on his last days. This is all to be celebrated. This is all to be celebrated. And for every American who's not part of the MAGA right that badmouths America, or the far left that badmouths America, all of us other Americans, baby, smile, celebrate. The good guys on the world stage are kicking butt right now. And I know it makes the MAGA right unhappy. I know it makes the far left unhappy. Hamas is losing. That tends to make the far left angry. Putin and Assad, Putin's losing, and Assad just lost. That makes the MAGA right unhappy and angry. But the rest of us celebrate. This is this is good stuff. And again, to close this, Israel, thank you. Ukraine, thank you. The United States of America, thank you. President Joe Biden, thank you. And the West and NATO and all of our allies, thank you. Final quick thought on a totally different topic. This will take 30 seconds. Hey, Joe, MAGA won, you idiot. Putin owns Trump. I agree with that, CFJ. Putin owns Trump. One day when I'm long gone, we'll find out one day what Putin has on Trump. But MAGA doesn't care. One quick point that has nothing to do with this. I'm going to talk about the Daniel Penny jury verdict yesterday. Completely support it. The right verdict. Justice was served. I'm going to get into it in depth tomorrow. But the verdict, and obviously the left was unhappy with the verdict, just like the right was unhappy when when a New York City jury earlier in the year found Trump guilty on 34 felony counts. MAGA was unhappy. And it makes me think of elections, and it makes me think of our responsibilities as free citizens in this country. We have to accept jury verdicts, even the ones we disagree with. That's part of our job. That's part of our responsibilities as an American citizen, just like we have to accept election results, even when they don't go our way. Right, MAGA? Right, MAGA? I mean, that's part of being an American citizen. It's this notion of acceptance. To be a citizen in a free country like this, in a country, in a representative democracy, in a country with the rule of law, to be a free citizen in a country like this means we have to accept. We don't have to like it. We don't have to agree with it. We don't have to be happy about it, but we have to accept election results, even when we lose. If we want to keep this democracy going, we have to accept jury verdicts, even the ones we disagree with, if we want to keep the rule of law and our justice system going. Trump has done a great job convincing all of his supporters that every single election they lose is a rigged election. Trump has done a great job of convincing his supporters that our justice system is rigged too. How sad is this? You want to be an American citizen? You want to be a responsible and free American citizen in a democracy with the rule of law? Man, you got to accept. I'm not saying you got to agree with you that Penny jury yesterday. If you're on the left and you think it's bullshit that this white man killed a black man, he should be in jail. You disagree with the verdict. I get that. I respect that. I disagree with you, but I respect it. But if that's what you believe, fine. You disagree with the verdict, but you must accept the jury verdict. You must accept what this jury decided. If we get to a point in this country where we don't accept election results when we lose, and we don't accept jury verdicts, the legitimacy of jury verdicts, even the ones we disagree with, we lose our democracy and we lose the rule of law. Being a free citizen means acceptance. Acceptance. Accepting the election result, even when we lose, and accepting a jury verdict, even if we think it's bullshit. Everybody listening should agree with me on that, right? Gotcha. Thanks for listening. Joe Walsh, whiteflag@gmail.com. That's my email. One word. Joe Walsh, whiteflag@gmail.com. All one word. Thanks for listening. Be brave, everybody. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.